Hi guys, Jen here from Mom Dad Cup of Kids, and we are on video 2 of our blog series about what we had as far as an experience with KonMari and how it really was life-changing for us. This is a big reveal at the end on what it did in terms of impact for our family, but in the meantime, we did this video 3 years ago in terms of actually running through the KonMari process, and now we're going to share with you what we learned, key findings, so that it saves you time and energy and you totally are down with us as far as getting everything organized for this year. Okay, so we're going to follow along with the video, and I'm going to give you some comments and commentary along the way. Day 2. How am I feeling? Pretty good, actually. Time check, it is 11:30. We started doing this around 9:30 this morning, so this is about 2 hours. Yesterday we worked from 4:30 to 7. We had got 3 out of our 4 family members done at that point in time, and then we went back to it from 8 to 10 and got, for the most part, some of the stuff back into the closet and the like. So this morning we've just been packaging up a lot of the purged items. We have been putting stuff back away. We've been folding our socks and folding our... Interesting note about socks. That's the one major thing that we were never able to continue on when it came to KonMari. If you actually look at our drawers now, it continues along those sushi roll ideas, but for some reason, socks have completely eluded us in terms of staying the way that she suggested. It's just so much easier to roll them in a ball. Sweaters and the like, it was interesting because at first I was like, how is this ever going to work in terms of this rolled kind of technique that Marie Kondo supports, but I get it. She's training you, you know, you change it up and then suddenly there's no way to put stuff on top of it folded wise, so you're going to maintain that habit unless suddenly you just take everything out of your drawer and redo it to the old folding things. And I do like the fact that, and I'll show you in a sec, that you can actually see all of your stuff in one foul swoop, which is great. So I need to show you our successes. All right, are you ready? And this is our closet. Ooh, look at that. That, my friends, is all of my clothes. Not just my summer clothes. That's all of my clothes. Because if you can see, there's my winter sweaters. I went through and we purged those tubs. And the way that you fold and the way you put things back, I have everything here, which I feel like a humongous sense of sort of excitement about the fact that my stuff is just in one place. This was huge. I mean, previously we would do a summer winter clothes exchange where we had all of our winter clothes downstairs in a big closet and in storage bins, and every year, twice a year, we would have to get everything out and do an entire transfer of clothes. We'd purge at that point in time, and it seemed like it took a lot of extra energy. Now, because we've maintained this KonMari process, everything stays in one closet. We actually realize how much we need versus what we think we need, and it has alleviated a whole bunch of extra time that you don't actually need to do in terms of having that much stuff. Previously, we would have our closets, and then from there we would also have a downstairs wardrobe that housed suit jackets and jerseys. We had 3 sets of drawers. We had a rolling rack in the laundry room, and then we had 3 bins. And so if you can believe now, that's all of my winter and summer clothes all in one spot. Love it. So this is how it was able to happen. So you can see here, I've got all of my workout gear, my shorts and pants. I found that she talks a lot about changing things up to feeling like how things should be held up. And I started folding and rolling my turtleneck sweaters, which I feel have made a lot better room. Hey, turtlenecks are huge because I don't know about you, but I hate when you have a hanger kind of poke, and so actually folding my turtlenecks made a huge difference. It also helped me realize what I actually use and what I don't, because when you start looking at your entire shirts or your whole workout gear in one spot from a bird's eye view, you realize that there's particular pieces that you never ever go to, and then you've got your favorites. I started letting go of those places where you don't use, and if they're not important, there's no sentimental value, they don't spark joy, they're out. It brings such a fresh perspective on how you use your clothes. And ta-da! This actually used to take up 3 drawers on their own, so you can see by changing up the way that they're folded, you get much more in there. I've changed bras as per her suggestion, which is more like how they do in the lingerie stores. The only thing... Yeah, so the bras didn't end up maintaining that kind of perspective as far as laying them out properly. Maybe it's the fact that I don't have as much room in the particular drawer that I have them in right now, but I always tend to fold boob on boob, And as much as I would like to keep them like that, it didn't fly. So I'm sharing with the fact that try it, see if you can actually manage it, but it wasn't something that ended up sticking around. I can't figure out how to do sports bras. And then look at this! I've got room! I can't believe it. So that's pretty incredible. Underwear and socks. One thing she doesn't tell you how to fold thong underwear, just a little side, which actually brings me to the point of ladies, fancy underwear. I have a confession. We had gotten these fancy underwear when we went to Italy on our honeymoon, and I just kept, I don't know what I was waiting for my ass to get smaller, but they weren't comfortable. And today, after transporting these around to how many moves that we've had in our lifetime, I kind of looked and went, what am I waiting for? If I want to have a fancy underwear night, there's so many other options here that I actually do enjoy wearing that I'm done. So I got rid of a pile of underwear that has been sitting at the bottom of my drawer waiting for those special moments. And I think that was one of our biggest aha moments. Right? Because when you are wearing panties that are picking your bum, there's no part of that that feels sexy, and you're not seducing anybody in that. Instead, you're just trying to fit it all in. So letting go of that actually sparked me way more joy than trying to keep it and holding on to the fact that I might be skinny enough at the same time as my honeymoon to be able to wear it again. Let that stuff go, guys. Chris is like, you know, these fall down my ass. I'm like, so get rid of them. I said, these ride up my ass, so let's get rid of them. And then you sort of said, you know, I love these, but it always snags, this belt always snags in my clothes. So why am I keeping it? Because it irritates me because it ruins my clothes every time I wear it. Or these I'm just waiting until I lose weight. But it doesn't bring me joy. It just makes me miserable about the fact that I haven't lost the weight. So we have gotten rid of a lot. I feel a sense of weightlessness kind of coming off my shoulders. I can open the back of our door, which is kind of cool. The one thing that I have changed up is in terms of, she talks about feeling the energy of your clothes, which I thought was a little silly. But I did realize when I was going through our front hall closet that I have boots that I have squished and shoved into one of those little cubby holes, you know, like the shoe cubbies. And my poor boots were just getting crinkled and racked and everything, so I actually did them much to like how you see them in the stores. I took a number of, now that I have extras, of my pant racks, and I've clipped each set of boots together. It's taken a small amount of space in the closet, but because I've purged so much stuff that I don't really like in the first place, I've managed to have space for it anyways. You'll see here, I've got, I don't know if you can see that, I've got my boots now hanging up. Okay, this boots idea was a total game changer because especially some of the ones that are leather, they can get really, really creased if you start scrunching them up. So we used pant hangers. I've used two different systems. One is either I clipped both of the interiors of one set and used maybe two to balance out on a pant hanger. Alternatively, I had two side by side and I had the left and right of three different pairs of boots kind of aligned. So I would just grab each one as I left for the day. And again, it keeps those boots in much better shape than they would be if I'd stuffed them in one of the cubbies in the middle of my closet. So that was a major difference that I have kept and maintained through this entire time. On a hanger, we've got my clutch purses and things. We've got a new puppy, so ideally getting more shoes in here is better. Puppy ate my heels. Purses I'll never that are pretty much gone. We have those all used to be full of purses. All gone. So yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like this is pretty jazzed. Today we have been packing up a lot of our donation stuff. This is our perch. So you'll see here. Okay, let's see if we can get a good backup look. Look how tall you are. How tall are you? And that's the perch. So almost as tall as you are. It's interesting because as you start looking at how much stuff you're actually getting rid of, we got rid of 16 bags worth of donations. It makes you think about how much you spent on those clothing items. Don't do that. Or if you do that, let it go and release it in terms of the cost, because ultimately it will start derailing you on this purge effort. Instead, what we really did is we used this as an opportunity to talk to our children about how important it is to continue paying it forward and giving back. So the idea is that we might not be able to use these things anymore, but there's people who will hold this really valuable because they're still in really good condition, and in paying that forward in terms of donating it or ultimately selling it on a marketplace or giving it to Dress for Success, somewhere where we could provide an opportunity for somebody else, was a great teaching moment that we did for the kids, especially their toys. We've got it. It's here. And, suddenly you become realizing that this is just stuff that you want to wear. And yeah, I will keep you posted. Once we get closed on, we're going on to books, and I'll keep letting you know on the time check of how much you can actually get done of the KonMari method for the whole weekend. Okay, catch you later. Okay, so the big thing that we learned in terms of this, again, what we talked about was it takes much longer than you think. Those sushi rolls are key. They actually ended up being an essential ingredient for us traveling the world. We packed up all of our packing cubes with those sushi rolls. To this day, our kids still do the sushi rolls because it's much easier for them to figure out than folding. So if you look at our closets and our drawers nowadays, it is exactly the same as it was 3 years ago. And that has been a really great way to make sure that the kids are autonomous in terms of what they're doing with their laundry every single day. We've had them doing their laundry themselves for the past 3 years. We'll bring them all up, we'll divide it, and they have to go put it away. And never have we not seen them folded that way, because it just is really easy for when it comes to children. So next episode, we're going to be talking about KonMariing as a family and what it's like actually getting the kids engaged on this whole process and how to kind of go through the whole toys, structure, everything. So stay tuned and be sure to subscribe. Her keep pile.
My keep? My friends and my other friends.
And we're doing a lot of donations for Lauren. Yeah. The one thing I've done is that's Spencer.